This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
FBS football, it's not for the faint of heart. Going in with their eyes wide open, the Old Dominion football team faced perhaps its toughest test in history, taking on a Marshall squad that is not only unbeaten, but has to be one of the top 30 teams in all of college football. The outcome was disappointing for the Monarchs, but it's all part of playing with the big boys. So what's next? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with head coach Bobby Wilder. You were beaten 56-14 by an outstanding Marshall team that, in my opinion, played probably its best game of the season, but you knew going in that this was going to be maybe the biggest challenge you've ever faced.
Yeah, this was a major disappointment, Bruce. There's no other way to put it. You know, coaches are disappointed, the players disappointed, but this is also clearly the best team we've ever played, and they're 5-0. They're the number 26 ranked team in the nation. Nobody stayed with them this year, and I talked to their head coach, Doc Holliday, after the game, and he said that was clearly the best game they've played all year. That was clearly the worst game we played in all three phases, but we've got to flush it out and we've got to move on.
All right. You said after the Rice win, keep everything in perspective, and that's what I was trying to do this week. But this is some of the statistics that I found. Marshall started playing football a long, long time ago. They've got 105 players on their roster, and last weekend they started 14 players with 4 years of experience and 6 more fifth-year seniors. They had a little advantage there.
Yeah, you're right, and that's a good point you bring up. That's 20 veteran players. At this point, we've got 7 veteran players that have been with the program either 4 years or 5 years, and that makes a world of difference, Bruce. And what we've been able to do so far this year is we're redshirting 14 of our true freshmen that are scholarship players, some really good football players that could be playing right now, could be helping us. And as much as we want to win now, we're trying to build for the future, because Marshall's the type of program I truly believe we can become in the near future.
But here's the thing, and I talked to a lot of people about this week. Even if you had decided to wait, say, maybe another 5 years to move up to the FBS level, if there was a place to go, and there may not be a place to go 5 years from now, you'd still have to suffer through these 4 or 5 years to catch up with the teams that are stacked with these 22 and 23-year-old men who are playing their 4th and 5th year of college football.
Yeah, that's a really good point you bring up, Bruce, and that's part of this. We're starting over for the second time. You know, we started football in 2009 and played with 18, 19-year-old freshmen, so we really understand what that's like. And when we went into it this time, we didn't want to do the same thing. We didn't want to have to play freshmen, so we're relying on a small senior class right now. There's 15 players in it, and I really like the senior class. There's some good football players, but we don't have the depth at this point, and the way you get depth is you've got to play younger players, and we just don't want to do that right now. So we're battling through some situations with injuries. We're battling through guys have to play on multiple special teams, and I love this team, Bruce. This team is I've loved every team we've had here. This is my favorite team so far because they compete. They work at it in practice. They don't complain. They study. They watch video. And we're sitting here right now as a 3-3 football team, which if we can get 3 out of these next 6, we become bowl eligible. And if you'd have said that to me at the start of the year, I'd have said I'd take it. So we're building. We want to win now, but we're building this for the future.
Yes, indeed, the future long term. So now a second trip to Texas in 4 weeks. You take on Texas, El Paso. Same story. They're loaded with 4- and 5-year players, and this is a 2,000-mile trip. I mean, your guys.
We're not riding a bike on this one.
This travel, huh? What kind of a toll does it take?
It does if you play early in the day. And when we went to Idaho last year, same distance, so we played later in the day. So the kids get a little more time to rest and get acclimated. This one will be an 8 o'clock kickoff back here, 6 o'clock Mountain West time. So we'll have a full day, Bruce, so they can get rested up, get acclimated. That'll really help.
But yet you say this is the pivotal game of your season.
I feel like it is, Bruce. If we can get this win going into a bye, which is critical, we need a break right now. We've been going for 10 straight weeks if you count back preseason and now these games. To go into the bye at 4-3, 2-2 in the league, that puts us in a position with 5 games left to play. We can get rested up. The kids can get away from football next week. They need a break from it. We're going to be all over the country recruiting next week, but give the kids a little bit of a rest, let them catch their breath, and get re-energized for this stretch run of the season. This is really a pivotal game.
All right, we'll talk more about UTEP later and find out What's it going to take to bring home another win from the Lone Star State? But first, Coach Wilder answers a fan question in the Coach's Corner. And Virginia Beach's own Connor Melbourne is one of the ODU anchors on the offensive line, and he dares to enter the 1 minute drill next on the Old Dominion Football Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show. We're here with Connor Melbourne, offensive lineman from Virginia Beach. Connor, first concert you ever went to?
First concert was Blink-182, featuring The Used and Taking Back Sunday.
You've got to protect Taylor Heineke. What kind of looks does he give you if you might, kind of like, blow a block?
The old lookout block. You miss your block, look out! One of those.
Celebrity crush.
Oh, man. Kate Upton, for sure. I'm a sucker for blonde girls.
Justin Verlander's a lucky man. Are you a beach guy or a pool guy?
Beach guy, definitely. Yes, sir. Grew up in Virginia Beach. Love the water. Love surfing, sailing, everything.
The surfboard can withstand you?
Yes, sir. I have a 9.0, so big boy board. Yes, sir.
Bobby Wilder, PMA. How do you know when Bobby Wilder's upset?
The tone of voice.
So let's hear the tone of voice. What would that be like?
It's a little like this. He's really upset. I don't even know what to say right now. Something like that. I don't want him to see that.
Connor Melbourne has passed the 1 minute drill. Say goodbye to the Monarch Nation.
See you guys out there. 12 Monarchs.
True care, truth brings.
All right, Coach, this week's question comes to us from Alan Ward in Virginia Beach, but he's also from Taylor Heineke's hometown. How about that?
Wow.
And he wants to know what goes into the process of having a number retired. Because remember, number 14, because of his individual statistics and what he's done for this reborn football program, but you've got to win some awards too, don't you?
You do, yeah. That's a great point you bring up, Bruce. Based on the criteria we have at Old Dominion, and obviously we've never had one for football, but Carol Hudson alerted me that generally the criteria is you have to have won a national award, like a big national award.
Like the Peyton Award.
There you go, which
There
he
you
has
go.
won, the Peyton Award, or be a first-team All-American, which he was.
Right.
First-team All-American. So he certainly fits all the criteria. And then they also added to this, which I agree with, good in the community, good person on campus, a graduate of Old Dominion, and you have to have been there at least 2 years, which he has. So he fits all the criteria. That's a really good question. I'm glad Alan brought that up.
All right, we'll see as the years go on. Back to tomorrow's game. The UTEP defense has given up some points, but they're back home now, and they have to face Taylor and a very good Old Dominion offense.
Yeah, much different team, Bruce, on the road than at home. Overall, they're giving up 38 points, 460 yards at home. They only gave up 24 points to New Mexico State and only 30 to Texas Tech, who's a good football team out of the Big 12. They lost a close game, 30-26 to Texas Tech. So different team at home. This is their homecoming. There should be 35 to 40,000 people. But I feel like this week we're going to get back on track on offense.
All right, Marshall ran your defense pretty successfully last year, but hey, we got another game. Coming up tomorrow, and join us every Friday night at 10:45 for the Old Dominion Football Show. Good night, everybody.